So in a previous episode, you saw as I took my very first ride on a 7.5 gauge train, which was also my first experience with the LA steamers. Well, I stuck around and chatted with them, even until after hours.
Jim, I don't think I my name's Lisa.
Oh, hi.
Konczal. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I didn't totally introduce myself.
Okay.
Yeah. So tell me, how long have you been involved in the LA steamers?
24 years.
Okay, so kind of like him.
We started the same year.
Okay, all right. And how did you find out about it?
But my wife, who used to come when she was a kid, 60 years ago.
Oh, that's really
She grew up
special.
in Burbank, so she used to come. She'd take my kids here, and then finally she said, "Why don't you come with me and the kids?
Yeah.
See this place. I think you'd be interested." And
Oh,
and then I signed up. Yeah.
What a great story.
Yeah. So it's nice putting this on and giving free rides, seeing the faces, the kids. Even the grown-ups enjoy it. You know, it's a miniature train, right? Everybody likes miniature stuff. And going around on a miniature train, that's local, accessible, it's nice.
Yeah.
And it's good that we're close to Travel Town that has the big engines and then a 3-inch scale. So you get all your scales in one area. So, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun watching their faces, especially when they're done. It's the mechanics of it, transportation in miniature.
Well, thank you so much
you.
for having me today. Yeah. This one is gas powered. Okay.
16 horsepower Vanguard motor. It powers a hydraulic pump, but the motors on all four sets of trucks to make it go.
And then the gauge is 7.5 on the rail to rail.
7.5 gauge and inch.
So this is my engine that I refurbished 15 years. Everything you see is gold plated.
Wow.
So
Wow.
all the brass is now gold plated.
Oh, wow.
This engine. So it's easy to clean up.
And how did you go about, getting the design for that or
I
otherwise?
bought it from somebody.
Okay.
And then I tore it down and rebuilt it. And then my daughter was married here. We had a Star Wars theme. And so she was married in the West End. So I actually took her from here on my steam engine up there for the wedding.
Oh my God.
Let's see if I can find a picture of that.
Oh my gosh, did you hear that? Star Wars themed wedding. But he picked up his daughter here and brought her to the wedding spot. Oh my God, that's great.
So I was Obi-Wan Kenobi,
Uh-huh.
and she was Padme.
Wow. That's great. I'm sure that
So
brought
that
you a
was
lot of joy.
interesting.
Yeah. Wow.
One of those weddings you never forget.
There is a place that has this size trains. They have 36 miles of track.
Where is that?
It's in Chiloquin, Oregon, just north of Klamath Falls. It's called Train
Train what?
Mountain,
Train Mountain in Oregon.
and it's 36 miles of track.
Miles of that track. Miles of that track.
That is so
Yes.
wild. Okay, out and in is over 3 hours.
Yes.
Ah.
So you did this. You did this ride.
I have a train up there as well.
Oh, wow.
I keep one up there. We go about 3 or 4 times a year.
Fun.
Fun hobby.
That's Lisa running my train. up
Oh my gosh.
It's a fun hobby. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Yeah, my wife and kids have been up there.
Oh.
We went up there, and I tell you, the guy gave us a radio, said, "See you in 3 hours." Yep.
You see the little red barn?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
big gray barn over there?
Uh-huh.
That's all where members store their own equipment.
Okay. All right. All right. The buildings are the storage facilities for all the members' own trains.
Yeah. It's probably close to 100 locomotives and probably, 250 cars, 200 cars? Yeah.
Oh, hi. Sorry. Didn't mean to ignore you guys back there. Are you also in the club?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. And how long have you been members?
been members since the mid 70s.
Man, everybody's like die hard, like decades hardcore. So, are you okay with being on camera?
Sure.
Okay. All right. It's for YouTube. I'm Lisa, by the way.
David.
Nice to meet you, David. And what's your name?
I'm Don.
Don. Nice to meet you, Don. I'm Lisa.
We do have fifth Saturdays around here of the month. We call it Steam Saturday. We encourage the guys that have steam locomotives to bring out their steam engine instead of their diesel locomotive. So that way the members can come and you get to see more steam running. So most of the time you'll have a few steam engines out, but most of the guys, it's just easier to get their electric or their gas engine out. You turn the key, you start it, and you run. But so they'll leave the steam engines parked. So that's a day we want to encourage everyone to bring out their engine and run the steam stuff, because that's what we started with. That's what everyone loves to see when
It takes time to fire them up.
Yeah, the railroads pretty much got rid of the steam equipment because it was just so labor intensive.
Yeah.
You have for one locomotive, you would have like, I don't know, 20 or 30 people on it working, because when the maintenance schedule came up, there was just dozens and dozens of guys doing stuff on steam engines. But when the diesels came out, 2 or 3 guys could do the same maintenance. So, railroads used steam equipment because that's what they had at the time. But when it became inefficient, they just, like any bottom line in a corporation, this is too expensive, out you go. But then there's historical nuts like myself that just love that. A lot of us, including him, we started when they were kids. We ended up with toy trains, the electric trains, and it's just one of those. You get used to see different kinds of trains, and you find out what you're interested in. I happen to be kind of a real mechanical person, and these trains are like busy like building a custom car, and you have to have kind of that real interest and passion that it's a journey that we're on. For some of us, it's the whole experience of learning, and I have a lot of education in mechanical design and machine shop and electrical stuff and all sorts of different trades, and like he's worked in several different trades, and it's just one of those things it's like building cars. It's hard to explain. It's one of those things that the gratification you get from doing it is just like a painter finishing a painting. And it's the same kind of appreciation for what your hands have created. Personally, I like history, and which is I have a couple steam engines that I built, steam locomotives, and those are 10, 20-year long projects. But it's when you're finished, you sit back and look at it. It's like you finished a painting. And the best part is I get to share with the younger kids. I have to grow up around a lot of the senior people that were here that actually worked for the railroad and helped. We got to learn things on how it was done way back when, which still is applicable today. So today we use a little more technology to build things, but back then they didn't have the technology, and they built some beautiful models. You hone it. Every time you build something, you get better at it.
Such nice messages about history, the journey, cool personal stories about train weddings.
Thank you so much. It was nice seeing you again.
This is
Yeah. I might hang out then and like watch a little.
Well, I did far more than watch. Subscribe so you can experience a ride I can guarantee you've never experienced before.